Hi, thanks for joining me. Welcome to really the very beginning of my journey doing anything on YouTube. But I am a young mom of three children, ages 4, 3, and just under a year. And we are really just beginning our homeschool journey and loving it and loving just diving deep into all the curriculum and all the options. And there are so many options. And I have enjoyed using other people's resources and videos and flip throughs and hearing about their experience and their learning and their planning and organizing. And I figured, you know what, maybe I can share also what I learn as I learn. We're in the beginning, and I know the things I find interesting, and I thought, well, maybe passing them on, somebody else will get some use out of them. And especially as I'm looking at curriculum, and there's some curriculum I found that I really like, but there's not a large presence online. I don't see a lot of people using it or a lot of flip throughs for it. So I thought, well, maybe showing some of those, other people could kind of get a view into other curriculum that they maybe haven't seen before, maybe have found interest but can't really find something online for. So hopefully this will be helpful to somebody. We're, like I said, just in the beginning in preschool, and my daughter loves it and I love it, and my 3-year-old has to be in on the party doing little bits here and there. So it's a great experience so far, and I'm really looking forward to this whole journey. But I thought today we'd jump right in, just start with a curriculum that I found and I'm interested in using, but I haven't really found a good walkthrough, or not very much online or on YouTube, and so I thought I would just do a flip through for you guys today. And it is called Adventures in America, and it's an introduction to American history for the grammar stage. And so when you hear the grammar stage, if you're familiar with classical homeschooling or the classical style, they have 3 stages: the grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And the grammar is, the early and elementary years. So that's what this is styled for. And it's really styled for classical. I think I would say a little bit Charlotte Mason, because it's got a lot of the read alouds and the hands-on. But it's for people who want to introduce kind of history in the earlier years and not wait, until they're in grades 3 or 4. So I would say that this is probably for grades K through 2, just after looking through it. And we plan to use it next year with my daughter when she reaches kindergarten, and probably my preschooler will join in at the same time, because it seems very friendly to younger children, and definitely something you can do with 2. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to turn the camera around and go ahead and just kind of give you a flip through and an idea of what the curriculum looks like. So here we have the instructor's guide, and the other pieces that are part of this curriculum are the student notebook, which I have unbound mine and hole punched it because I will be putting pages of it in my daughter's daily binder, but it comes as a paperback, just bound the same way this one is. So you have that, and then you also will get a set of state flag stickers, and then you will need to purchase a Smart About the 50 States, just thin book, and I'll show you just briefly inside all of these. But let's start with the instructor's guide. So in the beginning, they kind of have a little bit of an introduction. Why do you need this guide? What does the program include? Do I need the student pages? Just a kind of a basic run through of what you need. It has a book list for the read alouds that you will be encouraged. They're optional, but they give you a schedule for them. So you have just a total book list of those, which is nice if you're ordering from the library or if you're wanting to purchase in advance. And then it talks just briefly about instructions for state studies. So not only does this do kind of some basic history, but in the student notebook, one day is devoted to specific state studies, where you kind of read some facts about the state and do a little notebook page on that. And that's what the flag stickers in that other book are for. So this could really be covering your geography for the year as well. Then you have a table of contents, and it is planned for 36 weeks, 3 days a week. As you see, the schedule is for 3 days for 36 weeks. So let me just pick a week, and we'll just kind of run through what it would entail. So 3 days, and the first 2 days are history based more, and then the last day would be more of a geography based day on the state studies. They have optional read alouds, and they have a recommendation for 5 days of the week. So even though you really only do the course itself for 1 day, they recommend 5 chapters a day is how they've scheduled out the read alouds. You could of course change that up how you want. If you wanted to do 2 chapters in a day, or it's all a recommendation. But they have a read aloud. They also have, depending on your child's age, a recommended picture book for the younger children, and also a possible reader if your child's a little bit older and reading more independently, which I really like. So you have the group and then some additional, and of course you could add your own. In this guide, they also have the activity for the week. And then they have some of your readings. So basically for day 1, you would read Journey on the Mayflower Part 1, which is here. And as you see, it's very short. And they have 2 very simple questions. This is reading about the Mayflower, and the 2 questions are, why did the Pilgrims want to leave England, and what was the Mayflower like? So just very basic, very simple, not textbooky, but kind of more of a story style, at least in my opinion. I mean, it's written for younger children. So you would read that, and then you would go into your student notebook, and you would go to page 25, and you would have a coloring page where your child would color, and it would relate to the story. And then, I guess we're not done with this. And then in page 26, if you wanted to, you could have your child do a narration, draw a picture. They could do copy work you assigned and it could be from either the reading that you did or from their read aloud, from their reader, really anything that you wanted to do with that. So that would be one day. Very simple, very light, very manageable. Day 2 would be reading the next section that they have. Again, short, 2 questions. And then they would have the Mayflower ship activity. And that would be this here. And that is basically getting some egg cartons, cutting out one of the holders, putting some clay in the bottom to keep it weighted, make some paper sails, and sail it, in your tub, or not sail it if you're just trying to make it. I guess I'm trying to think. It doesn't actually say sailing it. It's really a decorative thing for this particular one. So you would do the activity, and then they have another copywork or narration page, and they have some optional copywork listed here for you if you want it and your child's old enough for that, or you could assign what you want. And then day 3, you would pull out this Smart About book, and it would recommend pages 27 and 47 for this particular chapter. So Maryland, and it really is just a fun book. So it gives their nickname, the capital, the first umbrella was manufactured here, some of their bigger states, and then what the national anthem was written by Francis Scott Key while he watched the British bomb the harbor from Baltimore Harbor. That was during 1812. So just some really random information, and is written as if a child has written this up. So it's by Joe, or it's written very simply and on a child's level. So they had Maryland, and then the other one they said was 47, South Carolina. So they're doing 2 states. And again, nickname, capital, just some fun information. The Civil War started at this location. The museum was founded. It's the first museum in the United States was founded in the state. So just random information. And then you would go back into your student page and you would fill out the notebook pages for Maryland and South Carolina. And they have the page numbers listed for you, because who remembers that in the middle of a school, so you don't have to look it up. And they have these 2 pages. And you could, if you wanted to do this, 4 or 5 days a week, you could totally split these state studies up. Let's put that more central. So you have Maryland, and they basically, so this is where the flag stickers come into play. You would find your sticker, you put it in their associated spot, you could color this in, you could label any capitals or cities that you wanted to, and you could make as much or as little of this as you wanted to. And then the information that you learned in here, kids can copy it if they're little or if they're old enough to know. You put the capital, the abbreviation, the nickname, which was all listed in this book, and then something that they found interesting. So very simple. And like I said, cool because you get some geography along with your history. You could stretch it out longer or shorter, and that really is the same format for every week. So week 12, you have reading what they have, coloring a coloring page, and a narration page. Next one is reading their second section, and again, you see all these are really only a page long, and then doing their activity here, and some copy work, which is optional, of course. And then third day, reading their Smart About book, doing your coloring pages, your notebook pages. So here they only have Ohio, so instead of doing 2 notebooking pages on states. You color in Ohio on a blank map, which is page 2. So they do have in the front here, I guess, in the student notebook, I'll get there, they have a state, and they have your child slowly color this out throughout the year. So in here you would have coloring Ohio, and then you would fill out your notebook page. So again, really simple. And from all the activities that I've looked at, because I am not a crafty, artsy person, and if it gets too complicated or too much, or if I have to buy supplies or collect too much, it just doesn't happen. But most of these seem really, really small, manageable, and actually fun. So like page 1. And I looked at this and I was like, oh, building beads. I'm going to have to buy clay. I'm going to have to do this, but I don't. I can build. They actually just have the recipe for clay, so I don't have to go buy it. And it's just really simple. Shape the beads. Put a toothpick through. If you want to decorate with paint, put it on a string. The activities that I've scanned through have been really small and manageable. Again, popcorn, glue, construction paper, scissors, right? Like cut corn cobs from yellow paper, cut husks from green paper, glue the husks behind the corn cobs, spread glue over the front of the cob, and stick on popcorn. You're just building a popcorn. So really manageable, really small, really easy. And I think we're going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be small. I think it's going to be simple. I think my kids, it's just going to be right at the right level for them for an early lesson. And it's not going to take a ton of my time. So that is the just kind of basic flip through, show the format, show what it is, show kind of how the workaround goes. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's educational. If you like it, feel free to give me a comment if you enjoyed it. Let me know. And hopefully I'll be back soon with another video.